Hey Millsap buddies, Charles Cooper here. Just wanted to do a real quick run through on how to create a forced copy Google Slides card sort. And again, I'm going to go through this quickly because you can pause the video and rewind if you're not familiar with Google Slides or some of the things that I do here. I take advantage of using screenshots. So for example, this is something that Shelly Shaw and I put together in a different program that I simply did a screenshot. So on a Mac, you would do Command Shift 4, drag to the shape that I prefer, and then take a screenshot. And then that can be found if you go to click on Insert, Images, Upload from Computer, and then my screenshot is right there. Click Open, and boom, it places it right there. With this, it's a simple shape with a color behind it. So I would fill it in with orange. That's what I clicked on. And then I chose Happy Monday as my font here. There's a really cool tool. So I just matched the colors as best I could with the orange and blue. There's actually an add-on if you use Google Chrome. There's an extension, rather, called Color Dropper. So to activate the extension, I put in a shortcut. So Command L will pull up the dropper, and I'll click on this green, for example, and then I get the hex code for the green, and all I have to do is go into Fill Color, Custom, and then paste that hex code here, and it'll take me straight to that color green. Again, rewind if I went too fast. If you like these little shadows in the background, you simply click on your shape, Format Options, and then play around with drop shadow. You have to click this box and then mess around with the angle, distance, and blur radius. So that was kind of setting up this initial page. On the second page, to create the cards that you see down here at the bottom, I took advantage of copy and paste. I went to my shapes, created a shape, added in whatever text I wanted, messed with the colors in the background, and then simply Command or Control. If it's a Mac, it's Command. If it's a laptop, do Control C and then Control V. So then I will click and highlight this entire block, Command C, Control V, and I make a copy. And then within this, I can just change the wording to something else. And then again, Command C, Control V, and I double the amount. Command C, Control V, and I double the amount again. So I can make as many blocks as I want, as quickly as I want, and then change the background colors to match. So that's how I created the cards down here at the bottom. The background actually did a little bit of a trick because I'm always afraid that students are going to mess with the title or with the cell size on accident. So to get this, I simply went to Insert, Table. I think I did 5 across and 10 down, and then that just went straight in there. I labeled each one at the top, and then to get this image in the background, I simply, and I'm going to switch screens just to make this a little more clear. I took an image, and then I'm going to set this as the background, for example, right here. Control, right click. Under the Order tab, I'm going to send it all the way to back. So now it's the background. So once we've imported our image, we're going to go to Format Options, Adjustments, and then on Transparency, we're going to make it like 85%. And then you see now that's transparent in the background. So that's what I did here. Now, of course, your students can still mess with this, with the titles and all that stuff. So what I did was I clicked on this particular slide. I went to File and downloaded it as a JPEG of the current slide. That essentially takes a picture of this particular slide. I'm going to open up a new slide and then insert, image, upload from my computer. I just downloaded my JPEG, which is that one. Click open. And so now I have an image of previous slide, but because it's actually a picture, students can't go in and mess with the names of the columns. But notice that I also took basically a picture of the cards down here at the bottom. So be careful, because whatever you have on your screen here, whatever you have on your slide is going to get copied. But now, ignoring this, ignoring the image of the cards down here, now we have a background that the students cannot interact with. So that's how I created that. And these cards can be moved around as you see fit. And then finally, how do you make the cards, or how do you transfer them from this slide to this slide? Again, I don't want the students to be able to mess with the words inside of this card. So as you can see, they can't at this point. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this. So what I'm going to do is take a screenshot, and on a Mac it's Shift, and on a Mac it is Shift Command 4. And I'm going to insert that screenshot that I just took. And I'm going to take advantage of this tool, which is crop image. But first, I'm going to make a copy of this and paste it over here, and you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to crop this image, and I'm going to bring it down to a single card size, hit enter, and just resize to your heart's desire. And I'm going to do this for each one of these cards. So I did the relationships card, so I'm going to crop image. The reason I'm creating this is because I don't want the students, again, to mess with the text that's on each of these cards. So by creating a screenshot, I'm stopping them from being able to mess with that. So this is going to be simply a card sort where they cannot mess with the names of the categories, and they can't mess with what's in each of these cards. Now you may be asking, why did I color code these? Is there any rhyme or reason for this? Initially, no. So this column of blue really has nothing to do with the items in this column of. But one of the things that I will use the color codes is to help me grade faster. So for example, if I were, now with some of these are flexible answers, and so physical meeting space needed may go in a bunch of these different categories. But if I were doing history, where there were definite static answers, or math, where there are definitely some static answers, then how this would help me grade faster is if I'm asking the students to move these cards into these cells. It's going to establish a pattern of color, so that if the correct answer under virtual online was orange, teal, teal, yellow, then that's going to help me grade every student's artifact faster, because I'm going to see a pattern of colors, as opposed to having to read each one of these cards individually and process that information. I'm going to look for pattern of colors. These color codings can also be associated with a particular TEK. So this could be some sort of social studies or ELA TEK 5.2, 5.3, 5.4. Afterwards, they can take a look at the ones that they missed, and then based on the color, they can then start digging into which TEK they struggle with the most. All right, I'm going to continue my work. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget that you can rewind if I went too quickly in some of these pieces.